Hey guys, it's ZG's back from last time. Hope you all enjoying the lovely SEGATHON event. With me on commentary, I have Paul Saltine.
Hello, hello.
Alright, so I got all the stuff set up. I'll be running this on practice mode, and 80%, Paul Saltine will go into detail the difference between 80% and all stages. Alright, and as soon as I hit start, the timer will start. And the instant Jafar just disappears, the timer will stop. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Take it away, Paul.
Let's go. All right, ZG, let's friggin' do this. This is Aladdin on Genesis. Infinitely better than the Aladdin port that was on the Super Nintendo. Let's just get that out there right away. First thing you're going to notice that ZG is doing, oh, very nice. He's sliding whenever he can, and that is on purpose. So basically when you're playing this game, if you take so many number of steps ahead in the game decides you can no longer just stop on a whim. So what ends up happening is you slide forward a little bit when you try to stop moving. And it just so happens that's actually faster than just moving across the stage the entire time. So he's going to be continually kind of tapping his D-pad to get these slides in just to save a bit of time. First stage, very simple. You're going to see ZG try to avoid these blue heads. It's been such a long time since I've played the game or seen the movie. I do not remember the characters' names. I apologize. You get one in the first stage, and then after that, you don't want to see any more. Basically, they put you in a bonus game after each stage. We don't want to do that. Stage 2 already. ZG is going to be chasing after a scarab here, so he's going to need to make sure that he touches it, and it's going to move on to the next part of the stage. He's got to keep touching it to the end of the stage. He's going to slash his way through here. And this is actually pretty difficult. Jumping on these trees, you need to be very precise. If you don't jump quick enough on the trees, you start sliding down them. Jump up, he sees the scarab over there. Same thing with these trees, can be very tricky. You can see there, sometimes your jumps just don't really seem to want to work there. Got a damage boost through the spikes. Jump up, touch the scarab. That one can be a little, there you go. That one can be a little tough if you try to jump up and hit it with your sword. Sometimes as you jump, it's just kind of not in the right place. ZG goes for a couple of sword swings through the rock there. Sometimes you can get it through the rock and you don't have to turn around when you fall down. No problem, he's gonna jump up, avoid the head, get the scarab one last time, and he's out of that stage onto rooftops. Where we're going to go for the first major skip of the game. Call this the rooftop skip. I'm going to be quiet and see if we can get it. This saves such a large amount of time in this state. There you go, third time, excellent. That is not very easy to do. I'm going to be completely honest. And it's okay to miss that one a couple times because it literally skips about half of the stage. So you can miss the rooftop skip, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times, and you're probably, if you get it on the 9th time, you're probably still going to save time compared to just doing the whole stage. And ZG's going to come up to a kind of like a mini boss fight here very soon, but it's going to be very simple. He's just going to stab this guy in the corner a bunch. And he's going to go back to get that flute. And now he's going to go on to the actual boss fight. He's just going to spam him with apples. Boom, 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 boom. Good. There we go. On to the next stage. The dungeon, it's a funny stage. It's obviously not an auto-scroller. But you're waiting around an awful lot for these platforms in a lot of places, so it may as well be an auto-scroller because there are some parts in this stage you really just can't speed up. One thing that you probably are going to see ZG do a bunch of times is slashing his sword as he walks through these, I don't know what you want to call balls swinging on a string. If he swings his sword just as he's about to get hit by them, he won't take damage, it won't register. So he can make his way through a bunch of the swinging wrecking balls, and it looks like he should get hit, and he just doesn't take damage. Swing away. And of course, everybody's favorite video game enemy, the bats. Got a bunch of bats in this stage. That can be very annoying, along with the exploding skeletons. Got to watch out for those. A little bit of a slower section here too. There is a way to speed this up a little bit by, like, I don't know how speedrunners do it. I was never able to figure it out. I think ZG has done it before, but it's not super safe for a marathon, I guess. You can slash your way and like clip into one of those things that are like doesn't even appear to be on screen. All right. Cave of Wonders. Let's go. So he's got to destroy those statues or whatever the heck they are to be able to progress in this stage. And the bats become very, very annoying here. Thankfully, this stage has a lot of health, so even if you take a lot of damage here, it's no big deal. This might be a good time to explain the difference between the categories, because there are 3 categories of this game which are, I guess, based off of the 3 difficulties of the game. ZG is playing on practice mode, which is the easiest of the 3 difficulties. Unlike some of the other Disney Genesis games like Castle of Illusion, the practice difficulty is like basically just easy mode. It is the entire game. It's just, enemies do less damage to you. The other 2 difficulties are normal and hard, and the big difference between practice and the normal and hard, on normal and hard, there is actually a glitch you can do to get past this boss without having to fight it, which makes those 2 categories a bit faster than easy mode, but easy mode's more fun to play, in my opinion, because it's not so scary of like a health management run. And speaking of normal difficulty, as Viper, who's in chat right now, recently got the first ever sub 11 in Aladdin history under the normal difficulty, so GG's to him. This stage here, honestly, casually, and even when you're learning the speedrun, can be really, really difficult. There is an issue with this game where if you get hit, sometimes like all of your momentum can just completely die. So imagine you're jumping from one platform to another, one of the rocks hits you, you lose all of your horizontal momentum and you fall right into a pit. It's instantaneous death. We hopefully will not see that here. I always like to point out that this stage is a great stage to see how much the sliding animation does to speed up your movement. Because if you play this casually, these rocks are like right on your ass the entire time. And it's very freaky, but with the sliding animation that ZG's doing, you never see the rocks. They're so far away from you. And so the Rug Ride stage here is going to be the difference between the 2 main categories of this game being any percent on all stages. ZG is going to be doing the any percent run here today, which means he's going to actually intentionally take deaths on the first rock that he can see here in the Rug Ride. And he's going to do that 3 times. After dying 3 times in this stage, the game actually takes pity on you. They realize that you're a trash gamer, and they're like, alright, send this scrub to the next stage. The difference being in the all stages category, we finished the rug ride. Any percent does end up being faster because dying 3 times on this rock is actually faster than actually completing the whole rug ride. And just like that, we are now inside the Genie's Lamp, which is probably my favorite stage of the game. It's very quirky. Something that I never noticed until ZG had pointed it out to me. You can see Model 1 Genesis and CRTs in the background of this stage. So a little bit of there's very little RNG in this run. One little bit right there is the balloons, whether or not they're going to spawn low or high. If the balloons spawn low, ZG can jump up on them easily. If they spawn a little bit higher, then he's kind of gotta move around and jump up to get them, or gotta wait for a low balloon. He's gonna be bonking off these springs here, looking good. Some the origins of some emojis right there. Very good, very good. Some of the other differences between normal, hard, and practice difficulties. In all other difficulties, these hands actually, some of them shrink and grow in size. I think that actually makes some of these stages a bit slower because you have to wait for some of those. And here comes the palace. Now, there are 2 major skips in this game. ZG's already got the rooftop skip done. Here comes the other major skip, the old palace skip. Unfortunately, unlike the rooftop skip, you only get 1 chance at this one. It's extremely difficult. If you don't get it, you lose quite a bit of time. So if you're on PB attempts and you don't get this skip, it's a reset. Thankfully for a marathon run, we don't have to worry about that. Basically what ZG's going to do here, he's going to ride this carpet. He's going to try to damage boost off a enemy and then jump as soon as he lands back on the rug. No go. Okay, yeah. What would happen there is you would jump over that pillar and you would skip this little section here. Extremely difficult to do, and it's honestly, that is the trick that made me not want to run this game anymore, because it just, when you don't get it on a good run, it's too heartbreaking. So unfortunately, if you don't get that and you want to continue on, you have to do this, this rug section here that you can't really speed up. And when ZG gets off the rug, up here, this is where he would have landed had he got the skip. And coming up now on the boss fight for this stage, I actually think this is the first time we've done this run since Guilford Gottfried has passed away. So Guilford Gottfried voiced this character in the movie. Rest in peace, Guilford. All you have to do is throw apples at him. And just like that, we are off to Jafar's Palace, last stage. So it's been so long since I've run this game, I forget how many apples you need to have to beat Jafar. I cannot remember if it is
32.
32, thank you. So ZG has 32, and thankfully the game does give you quite a few apples here. So you should be no issue with apples. You can, you pick a couple extra up just in case you, you're probably not going to hit every apple you throw during the Jafar fight, but the good thing is you'll land most of them. Gotta watch out there. So if those swinging balls hit you, it's the same issue as like the rocks. You have a chance you can lose all of your forward momentum. And then you fall into the pit, instant death. You really don't want to be taking a death at this point. Because if you do take a death, you do reset back to only 15 apples, which might make things a little bit more difficult in the Jafar fight. ZG's at 43. His health is good. He's looking in great shape here. A little bit of a rug ride before going into the final boss fight. There is a chance that you can soft lock this fight if you're too quick on the first phase. So ZG does take a little breather there just to make sure that he does not soft lock. If you kill the first phase too quickly, the second phase will not load. There's the second phase. He's just gonna slam him with apples. Time is coming up on Fade to Black. Time. Dude, GG.
Thank you very much.
What was the time on that? Let me open up stream.
Someone forgot to stop the timer.
Probably like a 14:20, 1:4:20. Blaze it. Let's go.
No, it's close to my GDQ time.
I think it was, yeah.
So if anyone's wondering, guys, the palette skip that Paul was referring to earlier, I actually did perform that at GDQ. So
it's very clutch. Very clutch.
It was definitely worth it.
Yeah. It's a very unforgiving trick. There's not a whole lot of wiggle room on it, so yeah, it's like either there's 100 different ways to not get it to work, but there's like only a couple of ways to get it work.
All right, guys, I want to thank Paul's whole team for being on commentary for this game.
Oh no, thanks for having me, dude. Thanks for running.
All right. And I was glad to perform these 3 runs in front of you today. Always had a great commentator for every game that I've done today. And it's been very fun running for you guys. And I hope you enjoy the finale of the SEGATHON.